Hi, my name is Louise Clarke and I've worked with crack cocaine users since 1991. I specialised in working with them and set up my own service for crack cocaine users, independent of government, but it was closed down. But I've written a book on how to stop using because I've worked successfully with thousands of users, but the book is not easy to distribute at the present time. So I'm making a video to accompany the book and hopefully help you, the users, to get free of this nasty drug. Whether you're on crack or cocaine, it doesn't really matter because they're both of the same family. Crack is just washed coke, as you know. And they're marketed in different places for different types of people so that everyone can become addicted. It's an equal opportunities drug. I'm hoping that you're watching this because you want to stop, and I'm assuring you that if you want to stop, you can stop. It's a myth that is, you can't get off of it, or any of those myths. It's all propaganda put out there to keep you on it, but it has to be that you want it, and that once you want to stop, I've never seen anyone who wanted to stop not able to stop. Yes, there's different types of addicts which I'll try to cover, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how extremely addicted you are, you can still stop. The stopping process takes is quite a long process, although the initial stage, the hardest stage to get past, is only a month, which yes may sound terrible, but in the bigger scheme of things a month isn't too long. I'm going to try and explain in this first video how the first month will evolve and how you can deal with the matters that arise in this month. Sorry for my bitty talking. I'm not used to making videos on working with users. I'm used to working with the users, so it's a bit strange talking to a camera, but bear with me. Yes, it attracts the most highest achievers, so I assume you are a high achiever. It attracts people that want things now, want things yesterday, really, doesn't it? So this is what we need to address. So first I want to look at how the addiction comes about, because if we follow the propaganda that we're fed, we're led to believe that addiction is something that's a physical thing, that we learn that, oh, addicts, they need the drug every day, and you might find you don't need cocaine or crack every day, not even every week, maybe only once every month on payday or something like that. But you may find also you need it every day, all day. I don't know your addiction, and I'm trying to cover everybody here. Therefore, it seems, well, how can it be addictive if you don't have a physical addiction? It's a mental addiction. Addiction breaks down into mental and physical, and really, even say like with heroin, which is a physical addiction, only 10% of the addiction is physical, 90% of the addiction to heroin is mental. But if we don't look at the mental side of things and we just put out information that 10% that heroin is physically addicted, then people, yes, you see they go in rehabs or they go cold turkey, they come off and then they go back on again because they're mentally addicted. It's not the physical withdrawal that's actually stopping them from breaking free, it's the mental addiction. And it's the same for crack cocaine, and you may be using other substances along with crack cocaine to deal with the ups and downs that the drugs take you through, which I will cover at some point, but for now I want to try and look at the initial stages of stopping. And yes, it's stopping we're talking about, because really, because it's mental, we've got to look at it like the drug has a personality. It's like a person, and if we don't stop, it's like It's like leaving a bad partnership. If we don't just leave, if we say, oh, we can work things out and da da da, we'll never resolve the problem. Especially with the drug. With a person, you may resolve the problem. I don't wish to argue there, but with a drug, there's no one really to argue with, because it's just a drug that is intent on keeping you addicted to it. So if we recognise it as a personality, then we're halfway there. I'd say for women, normally, although this isn't fixed, nothing's fixed in life, but it tends to be for women. If you're a female user, you may as well see the drug as a guy that's just abusive. Like, I'm sure you've had abusive relationships, and in those relationships you find that they're abusive, and you leave them and you're never going back no more, and then they come with sweets and chocolates, and there you are, and they've tricked you into, they won't do it again, you see each other too often, and all this rationale and explanation for the bad behaviour, and we're sucked in if we are accepting of this. For men, it's more like, I'd say, more like a seductive woman that's going to take you for everything you've got. I'm sure you're familiar with this type of woman, maybe you're not. But again, it's a game, it's a mind game, it's a mental thing. So we've got to try and break it down. So first I want to explain how the addiction comes about. And to explain that the addiction does not take place overnight. They'll say, oh, well, in the beginning they'd say, oh, if you have crack then you're instantly addicted, and then people would have some crack and wouldn't feel instantly addicted and think, well, that's a load of lies that the media's putting out, so therefore they wouldn't believe anything. And yes, it's not instantly addicted. If some people might say, well, I had it once and then I never stopped. Yes, that's, you chose to, which is a little bit different to addiction, which I'm sure you as users will know when I say that the addiction is a process. You take a substance, you keep taking the substance, but I will tell you, after 6 months of taking crack or cocaine, you will be addicted. And it's not about whether you've got addictive personality or not. You know, again, there's propaganda of addictive personalities and non-addictive personalities. It doesn't really matter whether you are addictive personality or not. If you keep taking crack or cocaine for 6 months, you will be addicted. Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your makeup is. It's a process again. It's you're planting a seed. I've drawn pictures of it that you can see in my website. Maybe I should explain on my website and so forth. I've written on a piece of paper. Right, here it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see. So my name is Louise Clarke. The website is www.higherinsight.webs.com, and the book that covers crack cocaine and how to stop is called Stop Using Crack Cocaine and Reclaim Your Life. You can also purchase the book. You can purchase the book at lulu.com. You can access via my website, or you can actually read the book for free at the present time, so online. So in the book I've drawn the pictures and it's more easier to explain, but I'm going to try and explain first here. If you imagine it like when you first use the drug, you're smoking or snorting, whatever way you use it, you're planting a seed in your mind. You're planting a seed of what that drug is. And like any seed, if we plant a seed and keep watering it, it will grow. But like I say, it's not instantly addictive, because if we put a seed and we water it once on a little dish, it's not going to grow. We have to keep watering it, keep watering it. Therefore, if we keep using the drug and keep using the drug, eventually the seed will sprout and off it'll go to start growing itself. As it grows and we keep watering it, it'll grow stronger and stronger. And in a sense it grows in your mind, and I've drawn it, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It goes from a little seed, and then the seed sprouts, and this process, I don't know what it is with plants, it depends on the germination time, but with crack cocaine or cocaine, the germination period is 6 months. it takes 6 months. And yes, you may have found that some of you may find that you're addicted. You feel like you're addicted before 6 months, but the way you could tell the difference is that before 6 months you don't have to use. You can get on with life. After 6 months, it's a different thing. You'll wake up and you won't actually be able to stop yourself using. You'll be thinking about the drug all the time. And really it's like as if it's grown into, I've drawn here a tree, really. And once the tree, this is your self-esteem, the little orange one, and once the tree's grown, it suffocates your self-esteem. It takes over your life, and this is the 6 months. After 6 months it will start taking over. So we've got this tree growing in our minds, in a sense, and we keep watering it, it keeps growing more and more till it suffocates our self-esteem, suffocates self, and then we don't really feel that much good about ourselves if we continue to use. So the way forward is we've got to destroy the tree. And the way to destroy the tree, like the way to destroy any plant, is to stop watering it. Which you'll say, yeah, that's easy, but therefore we know that that's what we need to do to get free of the drug, is stop using it. And if you stop using it, the tree will gradually die and shrivel, and as it shrivels, you will grow in your self-esteem that's been suffocated by the addiction, by the personality of the addiction, and your self-esteem will grow, and therefore the balance readjusts, and you gain control over yourself, and you feel better about yourself, until we get the tree down to what it was once, which was a seed. We're never going to get rid of the seed, never going to get rid of it, because you planted the seed in your mind from the day that you used. So we can't get rid of the seed, but what we can do is know that we've reduced the tree to a seed, and as long as you never water it again, the tree won't grow. So all very well, but now you want to know, well, it's very hard to stop, you'll be saying, and you start and you stop and then you start again. And this is true because we're dealing with an addiction. We have to recognize it's like a person who's trying to manipulate us to have their own way with us. And if we firstly recognize that, and now we understand the addiction process, we will be able to work a bit better with it. Now, when it comes to other drugs, like heroin and so forth, there's drugs on the market that your doctors will prescribe, depending on the country you're in, methadone and so forth, that will help to be a substitute for them drugs. But when it comes to crack or cocaine, there is no substitute for them, because the drug is not really a drug that even reaches a satisfaction. The more you have of it, the more you want. So the answer is to have none. If you have one, then you're going to want two. But if you have none, it's easier to cope with the cravings than if you have one. So it is about total abstinence. It's not about weaning off, because it's not a physical addiction. It's a mental addiction. And we need to remove it from your life for you to take control. So as I say, there's no drug substitutes. Yes, drug companies may come up with all these drugs, or you may be able to have tranquilizer, all different things they'll come forward with to help with the coming off. But really, no, that's not the way, in my eyes, and it's not the way I've worked successfully with. I wouldn't prescribe any drug, and I don't see the need to prescribe any drug. So then you're saying, well, but the cravings, they drive us crazy. Well, the first thing that I did was I learned of Chinese herbs that could be used to deal with the cravings. And I worked with a Chinese doctor for a while, back in early, 2000, doesn't really matter when. And I taught him what I knew about the drug, and he taught me what he knew about Chinese medicine. And he went back to China, and he came back with the herbs for me, for my crack users. But to be honest, this herb works for any type of substance abuse withdrawal. It works as a detox. It detoxes the body from any substance, any toxic substance. I've given it for heroin users even, and they've been able to go through cold turkey on them. The herb, so the herb serves to detox. Keep running out, sorry about that, and your little camera. But it rebalances the body back to the herbs. Let me tell you the name of the herb. I'm not trying to promote the herb as I don't sell it, but this is the herb that works. Okay, I've written it down in case you need to see it written down because it's Chinese. It's called Jai Wei Zhao Ya Wa. It's also included in my book or on my website, so you can access it there. It comes in little bags, or it can come in these little boxes. You can buy it online, or you can buy it in any Chinese herb shop. When it comes in these little square bags, they're the best, but the little pills is probably what you'll most find in most of the Chinese shops. As I say, the bags are better than the little pills. These are shiny little balls. I'll try and show you for what it's worth. Gosh, I don't know how to get, I'm not the best at this camera business. They're little tiny balls. You take, it doesn't really matter, you take 8 of them in the morning, 8 at night, 8 in between. If you need more, you take more. They're not addictive, they're not a drug, they're not going to be, oh, you need more, you can have too many, and that, you'll get a bit of stomach cramp if you took the whole lot. But they rebalance the body and take away cravings and calm you down. Calm you down so that you can sleep, which you probably will sleep anyway if you try to stop. But they're to keep you calm, and they work very successfully. So these are the first things. Now they're not going to be taking some massive drug, but they will work. They will work, but they won't. They'll actually give you a buzz. It won't be a buzz, really. It's not a drug-induced buzz. But basically, if we come into balance in life and in harmony and in peace, it's like a buzz. And the herbs take you to that place that you feel quite calm, and therefore, yes, that's really what a lot of us are seeking anyway, is just calmness. So that's the herbs. I'm aware that I've got to do all this in a video, so I will move on from the herbs, and we've explained how the addiction come about. It's nothing to do with personality, as I say. It's to do with you keep smoking it or you're snorting it, and you will become addicted. And we need to destroy that tree. So the first things we're dealing with is we've got the herbs to deal with the cravings, and the next thing we're dealing with is that the cravings, they come in 2 types really. They come as a mental thing, and they come as a physical thing. So you may, when you're trying to stop, find that you are yearning in your body, in your stomach, butterflies in your stomach, in your heart. There's a little nagging to use. Then the other way is there's a nagging in your head, and that's a mental craving, where your thoughts are, oh, just one, or maybe if I just have one, or rationale going on to use, which you've got to resist. Now, if we look at the mental side of it, if we see that as a person and we were to argue with the person, someone says, oh, you know, let's go somewhere, and you're saying no. If they say, oh yes, but this, but that, then, and you start dialoguing with them on why you can't, they're then hooking you into a discussion, and through that discussion they'll end up arguing, and you'll end up, for peace sake, using or going with them. It's the same thing, if you can understand what I'm trying to say. that the drug, it nags and nags and nags, and if you start arguing to the drug in your head of why you can't and the nagging will drive you to a point where you say, you know what, I'm just going to have one just to shut you up, to get you off my back. And this is what it works on. But we have to know that, like we're dealing with trying to get rid of someone that's trying to manipulate and get us to go where they want us to go, or do what they want us to do, or a partner that's trying to get us back when we know they're abusive. It's not about arguing with them. Arguing is not the way. We have to not argue. We have to just tell them, go, no, and we can say it in nasty words if we want. Whatever way you want, you just continuously say no. Like a stuck record, you no, 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 go, 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 whichever word you want to use. And by saying no, no, and that's all you say, no arguing, no dialogue, whether it's a person in life nagging you or whether it's a drug nagging you, they hear you and they say, you know what, nothing's going to work here. She ain't hearing me, he ain't hearing me, I'm just going to go because you're being a stubborn moon. I'll come back later. If they're persistent, and if they're a drug, they're persistent. So what we have to know is the best way to get rid of people or drug cravings and nagging in the head is to just be no, no, no. Like Nancy Reagan said, just say no. But it's not as simple as she would like to play. So we're saying no, we're not entertaining an argument, we're not dialoguing an argument, because in the end the argument drives us nuts. So if it's a mental craving, if it's thoughts in the head, it's just about telling them go away, go away, go away, go away, and repeating to go away, and they will go, and they will come back, and when they come back you tell them again, go, go, go. If it's physical, because it will try with the physical way, the drug, because if the mental's not working, then they'll come with the physical, so the butterflies in the belly, or the little feelings, sinking feelings to that you know really are about craving, they're really about, oh, I want to use. And it's sneaky. The drug is so sneaky, you know, I'd say it belonged to Satan, right? Some may not, but I would. It's sneaky, it's snidey, it will work ways to get through to you. So if it's coming in a physical form, it's no good telling it go away, go away, go away, because you could, but it's coming physical. Therefore, in a sense, what we need to do is approach it physically. In that, if we look at I've got to think now. Wait a minute. I've lost my point of think. Thought. That's just it. I'm back. I've got a bit in a muddle. Basically, when we're looking at the physical side of things, we need to, the physical cravings, we need to look at how the brain in a sense wants to keep us from being aware. The drug wants us to keep us from being aware of what it's up to. So it's like, if we can join, because one side of you will know that you don't want to use and you're really against it and so forth, and you want to stop. Another part of you is saying yes, use. And therefore, if we can get them two sides to communicate, then you won't be wanting to use, because you'll be wanting to do what you want to do, which is to get on with your life. You know, at the end of the day, you're a high achiever. I know that. You've been a high achiever. You can be a high achiever again. You may still be a high achiever, but you ain't achieving like you can achieve once you've got that drug in your pocket. So we need to get rid of the drug. Now, the brain, as I say, won't have the associations of the bad. If you could remember the bad that the drug brings you, you wouldn't want the drug again. But they're in one compartment in the brain, and the good that the drug brings you are in another compartment in the brain. And therefore we need to get them two pieces to join together. When the physical cravings come, it's just going to remind you to get the good side of the drug, the bit that it likes. It's not going to remind you of the bad side of what comes following using the drug. And so the way to deal with the physical one is really to recall a memory of what a bad side effect of the drug was. And it's not about bombarding yourself with all the memories of all the bad experiences, but just think of one, and I'm sure you've got a few. Think of one bad experience that the drug brought to you, and have that maybe written down, but have that in knowledge and awareness. And when the craving comes, it's to just remind oneself of that bad experience, that one bad experience, and the craving will go, because the craving does not want to be associated with anything bad. It wants to be associated with everything good about the drug. So it's about that one experience, and you keep associating. It's like if you was with a partner that beat you, and when they come to the door and they say, oh baby, you know, la 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 la, here's flowers, here's roses, and you show them the bruises on your arm, they say, I'll check you later. They don't say, oh yeah, they don't want to be associated with the bad. So it's the same with the physical craving. It's about making it become aware. Yes, you're aware of the bad it brings too, not just the good, the craving, oh yes, that would be so lovely. No, the bad it brings. And as I say, it's not about finding a million reasons why, because again, that's back into arguing in the mind. It's about one reason that you possibly write it down, possibly stick it on the wall, whatever way works for you. But it's about telling the craving, here, this is what I think of your feeling, this is the feeling I got when this happened to me because I took this drug. Yeah, but it's not about having all that dialogue, it's just about having the feeling of what it felt like when that trouble came your way. And with those two tools that I've just described, when the cravings come, and they will come, but I'm telling you, they will only come for 1 month. After 1 month they will stop coming. Won't be free of the drug. This is where some people mess up, because then they try to stop, they stop for, and after a month the cravings stop, they feel, oh, I'm okay now, I'm not addicted no more. You see, I'm not addicted, never was, right? But it's about, this is a pattern, there's a pattern to the addiction, and there's a pattern to recovery. And if I explain the pattern, which I will do in another video because it takes a while, I just want to get out the first, I want you to stop first, I want you to stop now if that's what you want to do. I want you to know that it's a month of craving, and as long as you put your mind to it and say, right, I'm going to deal with a month of craving, after a month the cravings will stop. These are how the cravings are going to come, is mental and physical. The herbs are going to help reduce the craving, they're going to help to balance you out. Again, you're going to crave sugar. You're going to crave sugar because the drug affects your sugar levels, and so you will crave sugar. Don't resist, even if you're scared of putting on weight or whatever, you don't want sugar in your life, just have the sugar, because it's only for a month. It's only till the body has rebalanced out, and the drug, the personality, the drug knows you're not having it no more. You're not having it no more, and it's going to keep pestering you for at least a month. Well, it will be 1 month. So you can put it down for 1 month. You're going to have cravings, physical and mental cravings for the drug. And it's about knowing this, and when they come, saying, oh, here you are, right, this is how I'm going to deal with you if you're in this form or in this form, and I'll take some more herbs. And after a month, the next stage will start, and it's a very sneaky stage. It's not hard for you in no physical cravings or mental cravings, but it's hard in seeing that it's trickery. You will dream about the drug, you will have people come and give you something for free, you will find money, tricks will come in your life in many forms to entice you back, but it won't be in the first month. In the first month it will be cravings. After that, next second, third month, then all these tricks will occur, and dreams will occur of using and finding some under the bed, and then you're just about to use, and then, oh, you wake up and now you're craving. Again, I would say, you know, if you can have someone else look after your money, that would be a good thing, because then, you know, it's about reducing also the potential for you to use, because, you know, it's like this seductive woman that's going to take you for everything you got. If she knows you've got no money in your pocket, she's not going to nag you. You know, many people, they say, oh, I go in prison and I don't use. That's because their mind says, I don't want to do what I need to do in prison to use. And then as soon as they come out the doors, they go, oh, as soon as they come out the gates, all I thought of was the drug again. Yes, because the potential's there. So the drug's no point in the drug nagging. It will nag you on payday. It won't nag you after payday if you've got no money. It's no point. As soon as you've got money in your pocket, that's what it's going to remind you. That's what you'd like to spend your money on, is the drug. On the drug, the personality of the drug. So we need to bear that in mind. I hope I haven't rambled too much, because I know concentration's not good. So I'm going to end there, and I will come back and make a second video, but at least this is the first video for you to stop for this new year, because I've made this New Year's Eve for you to stop for the New Year's resolution or any time, and stop, and it's helping you for the first month and to understand what your process is of the first month. If you feel you're not addicted, you'll say, no, but I'm not addicted, I'm not addicted. I will tell you how to do a little test. First, you have to be honest and say, right, how long can you go without using? Because some people, as I say, don't use every day, don't use every month, every week, that they use every month on payday. Therefore, those people are using every 4 weeks. They don't think they're addicted because they don't have it like the normal stereotype everyday physical addiction, so they can dismiss that they're addicted. But come payday, they spend all their money, or a lot of their money, a lot more than they wanted to spend, on the drug, and they don't stop themselves. So what I would say is, even if you use every 4 weeks, I'd say, okay, if you can be honest, then do 5 weeks. And if you can do 5 weeks, you ain't got addiction. But if you've used more than 6 months, I'll say you have got an addiction. And it's a trickery. It will play games. It will try and show to you that you're not addicted, because then you will continue to be addicted. It's that sort of twisted trickery that's going on. So it's about knowing how long you normally can go without using for, and then say, I will give myself to do extra time. If I can do extra time on what I normally, and I'm honest about what I normally can last, if I can do extra time, I'm not addicted. If I can't do the extra time, then that's the test failed. I am addicted. So let me listen to what that Lou's saying. I'd like to wish you well with your first month of trying, or not trying, succeeding. And as I say, my book is available free at the moment online. If you go via my website, higherinsight.webs.com, and also it's purchasable from lulu.com. It's called Stop Using Crack Cocaine and Reclaim Your Life. And yes, so if you visit my website, you'll see that I cover much about crack cocaine, and it'll explain all my profile. I also explain other matters on that website regarding mind control, gang stalking and so forth, because yes, for some users this is also involved. I wish you a good 2013 to succeed in what you want to achieve, and we'll be back with my next video shortly. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.